911 Flight 93, checking post in 5. When you hear Lori's hatred, try to call me. With Lori on speakerphone, personal knife in the back, and also with all members of AT&T, all employees, get them on that day off when they're, doing the drugs, or they're home from the bar, or Randall's been overworking them. You get them at just the right time, they'll tell you what else Randall Stevenson is getting the company's hands bloody doing, besides altering phone records after hijacking America's lifelines for over a decade. Not one Flight 93 check. Get it on video, time, date, employee's reaction, post. See AT&T's bloody-handed participation in America's hijacked lifelines. Remember to 911 Flight 93 check and post in 5. With Randall Stevenson, and I did the research today. Cheryl Bond of LA Water and Power, and ask if I can find it real quick. David somebody of the Department of Water and Power. Does he not know about John Milton Brady asking for a 93 check for over a decade with Cheryl Bond under his employee? In his employment, taking an active part to the point where Cheryl Bond is altering my payment to the electric company, him. What, Department of LA Water and Power? Does he not know? Is he actually involved in Cheryl Bond's active participation in America's hijacked lifelines? Ask him. Call him up. And yeah, call up the devil Lori. Personal knife in the back, married to Cheryl Bond's traitor Bond brother, a gay husband in Louisiana, Lake Charles. Devil Lori. See, I can use a whole lot of colorful stuff, but when you pick up that phone, you make a documentary of your family's lifeline being affected by a Cheryl Bond. And you need to ask, what else is he a part of? And you need to ask his boss that too. Try to call me with them on speakerphone. Post. Each and every one of these AT&T employees is personally harassing me, a man in a wheelchair, and your family. I've been asking for Flight 93 checks for over a decade, and I have yet to get one. And yeah, they were talking about the Taliban earlier. So do your best to get, very seriously, the truth out of them. You park. I keep seeing folks I've seen, and the black guy there with the white kind of resembles a guy at Sears at Conland Mall years and years ago. A couple of other white guys out there too. But yeah, remember, they like noise. You park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes, you call them 24/7. All AT&T employees. You get them to tell you what else Randall's doing to compromise the security of America and your family. 911 Flight 93, check and post in 5 with all those folks 24/7. Give them on their day off when they just smoke some dope, when they just done any kind of drugs at all. When Randall's asked them to do something off the books that turns your stomach or turned their stomach and they got a pang of guilt. Oh look, I think he's got a bag full of stuff there. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. Call them up 24/7. They don't get paid, all those folks out there don't get paid as much as Randall Stevenson. So you ask them again and again, you park a fleet of noisemakers, and that's very low. that noisemaker you hear. Park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes, and they'll tell you what else Randall's doing. Besides getting his hands bloody, compromising America's security, hijacking lifelines, and then altering phone records to cover it up. Not one Flight 93 check in over a decade of asking, guys. Get it on video. Time on your phone, number dialed, explain to each and every one of these folks as you call them 24/7. We've got your bloody hands. AT&T's PHONEGATE on video. What do you know about 9/11? What do you know about right here, right now, my family's lifeline being hijacked and you getting your hands even bloodier, altering phone records covered up? What do you know, AT&T? They will tell you. These folks out here will tell you. 9/11 Flight 93 check-in post in 5 with each and every single one of them, 24/7 until they do. They're making it personal with a man in a wheelchair and you, every single American out there. Remember the post. Here Siren, 9/11 Flight 93 check-in post in 5. I'm Melton. I've been asking America to check their lifelines for over a decade without getting one Flight 93 check call. So see that phone you're making a video of as every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and you call up all AT&T employees as well as just calling on right now. You call them up 24/7. You try to call me with them on speakerphone. You get them on that bad day. You get them when someone has parked a noisemaker outside of their homes. When they just smoked some dope or are home from the bar. Randall Stephenson, CEO, has been working them too hard. You'll get those AT&T employees to tell you what else they're involved in that's getting their hands bloody. This is my B list for April 2019 Flight 93 check of videos. Oh, also looking for the Muslim Mormon cult watch call list folder and the AT&T, their bloody hands, that folder. This is what they did on Easter Sunday. I'm spending Easter Sunday alone because of a lot of very personal knives in the back and a whole lot of impersonators. They set up a fire alarm, and yes, when I had to spend 3 long years in Hussein's Little Arabia, they did that often there too. Same at the Wine Cart Center. Had to make myself homeless to eat because of California. Ginfingia and Libertana. Oh, look into that's in the back, but this is just a welcome to the B. Not necessarily the second best, but splitting it up so it's about an hour each. Set off that fire alarm on Easter to terrorize a man in a wheelchair. Not only that, placed a child in red, for those of you who are making documentaries, out on the walkway out there, so that as I turn, there's a kid on the walkway, to dissuade me from using the video. And just now as I'm joining, I'm listening to it or watching it, and they put some hate music in there. They literally used high-tech toys to place that in. So yeah, spread the word. Get me my disciples, and I'll show you how to dismantle the Great Wall of Chinese evil brick by brick and what it does worldwide. I promise. Get me those disciples, I'll show you how. Here AT&T's hatred for a siren. 9/11 Flight 93 check-in post in 5. Trying to call me Melton. And I've been asking for Flight 93 checks for over a decade. I have yet to get one. So you get all AT&T employees on the backs of files or just plain on a file, and you get everyone calling them up, putting them on speakerphone, and trying to call me. 424-229-4140. Tell them you can alter phone records all you want. AT&T, we got your bloody hands. We got your PHONEGATE on video. Every time you hear that siren, remind yourself to do that. Get Randall Stevenson's bloody hands on video. Get AT&T's bloody hands on video. Get them to tell you what else they're doing besides compromising our security as family and as nations. As a nation. Excuse me. That's the sound of AT&T backing out the threat to America's security business. Call them on that. Your family's security business. Put the numbers of all AT&T employees on backs of this 93 check image, and you call them up. With them on speakerphone, you try to call me. Not one 9/11 Flight 93 check and over a decade of asking. You get the time and the date in your video, and what those AT&T employees, to a man, to a woman, have to say about their company's bloody hands, and easily documented threat to security. Hear AT&T's hatred? Call them on it. All AT&T employees. You put them on speakerphone, you try to call me, Melton. Not one Flight 93 check in a decade of asking. No certified, no non-certified mail in that time as well. Get them all on speakerphone. They're not making, most of the lower level employees aren't making the $1 million plus paychecks that Randall Stevenson is getting his hands bloody. Hijacking America's lifelines and altering phone records to cover up his crimes. So you call them on it 24/7. Again, when they come home from the bar, when they have done their drugs, when Randall's asked them to do something off the books that turned their stomach, and you try to call me, you tell them you can alter phone records all you want. We got your PHONEGATE on video. And yeah, get them at that right time and they'll tell you what else Randall's doing to compromise the security of America and your family. Make sure you get on video. See a helicopter, 9/11 Flight 93, check and post and file. Hear a siren, see a helicopter, make that video of America's hijacked lifelines. Post. Time on your phone, number dialed, and you put AT&T's employees on the backs of any of my 93 check imagery, or just put it on a file, Word doc, and mail it out to everyone. Email it. Tell them to call AT&T 24/7. Their employees. Find out what else they're doing besides compromising our security as families and as a nation. Tell them. You got my speakerphone, you're trying to call me. 424-229-4140. We got your PHONEGATE on video. You can alter phone records all you want. Get your hands bloody all you want. We have your crimes on video. AT&T's bloody hands. That's every single AT&T employee requesting that you park your fleet of noisemakers outside of their homes to find out what they are involved in, besides making it incredibly obvious that they're taunting a man in a wheelchair with much louder, this 4 stories up, than it needs to be. These are those employees making it incredibly personal. So everyone with a child who is picking up your phone to try to call me right now, 424-229-4140, make that military children's burning at Flight 93 check to see AT&T's employees' bloody hands. And that's making it very personal with your child. Not one Flight 93 check in a decade of asking. So you park your noisemakers outside of every AT&T employee's home. You call them up 24/7, and you will find out what else they are doing to compromise the security of America and your family. Remember to post. Get them when they just smoked their dope, they got home from the bar, had a fight with their wife, and they will tell you what else they're doing to compromise the security of our nation and your family. Do a little intel for America. Turn those screws on, tighten them up, and they will tell you, I guarantee you. Jesus promises that AT&T's threat to America and the world will be taken down with a great wall of Chinese evil. AT&T's hatred, tell everyone to park noisemakers outside of their homes. All AT&T employees. And try to call me with them on speakerphone. Tell them AT&T, you can alter phone records to cover up the fact that you're hijacking calls. You can do that all you want. America has bloody-handed PHONEGATE on video. What else are you doing besides that? And those lower levels will tell you what the upper levels are doing to get their hands bloody. Make sure you got the video going as they're doing that. Again, when they just smoked their dope or had a fight with a girlfriend, Randall's been overworking them or gave them something off the books to do that turned their stomach. And they will tell you what else Randall Stevenson, that based in Dallas, Texas, AT&T is getting their hands bloody with. Do a little intel for America. What else are they compromising our security with? Post. Take toy stopping this camera from working for 5 seconds. Make that video of Randall Stevenson's companies. Very personal, individual employees of that mega monopoly corporation. Make a video of their bloody hands. Your child's lifeline not working as you try to call me. 424-229-4140. We are under attack by the Mormons, the Muslims, the Chinese, and AT&T. Fight back with truth. Make a video of those hijacked calls to me, Melton. See that phone is every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, and paramedics? Make a video of AT&T hijacking those lifelines and altering phone records to cover them up. Park your noisemakers outside to do a little intel of every AT&T employee's house, home. They will be screaming out what Randall Stevenson's getting AT&T's hands bloody with, I promise. Hear AT&T's hatred? Call them on it. That's your family's lifeline not working. As you try to call me, not one flight 93 check in a decade of asking. Well, they're moving forward. Look at that. I told you. They can turn that off. It's a closed parking lot. Now they're just turning it. Oh, maybe it was that one. Turn it on when they're going forward now, too, to harass. That's your family's lifeline not working. Call AT&T on it. Tell them you can alter phone records all you want. You got the date. You got the time. You called me. You tried to call me. And you got AT&T's bloody hands. Make that video. Tell everyone else to do the same. Here AT&T's bloody hands. Make a video of America's hijacked lifelines. Your family's hijacked lifelines. Not one Flight 93 check call in a decade of asking with a whole lot of imagery, a whole lot of videos. So you put the numbers on the backs of this file. It comes in a 4x6 as well. And you call up all AT&T employees 24/7. Get them on that bad day when Randall's been overworking them, or just got home from the bar, been doing their drugs. You catch them at just the right time, especially if you're calling them 24/7 and parking your noisemakers, your fleets even, outside of their homes. They will tell you. What else Randall Stevenson is doing to compromise the security of our nation and your family. Do a little intel for America. Try to call me with AT&T on speakerphone. Tell them you got the time, the date in your video. You can alter phone records all you want, and they have for the past decade. We got your bloody PHONEGATE on video. Your AT&T's hatred backing up out of the security threat to security business is that military chosen burn unit. Flight 93 check, you're trying to call me, and you don't know when else your phone won't be allowed to work because of AT&T's bloody hands and their hatred. That's a fleet of noisemakers. Outside my home, that's the devil at work. So call them all up, every AT&T employees. Get them on speakerphone, and you park your noisemakers outside of their home. And you find out what else, besides hijacking America's lifelines, they are involved in that compromises our security as a nation. Be a little mean. Call them 24/7, and they just might tell you. Well, keep listening. AT&T, you're going to learn something backing out of the threat to America's security business, and I get to show off some of my imagery. As you're doing that, remember you hear AT&T's backup noise. Try to call me with them on speakerphone, all. Home, work, lower level, upper level. You tell them about the date and the time in my video. That's my family's lifeline. Not allowed to work, and I don't know when else it won't be allowed to work. You get that AT&T employee when someone's parked a fleet of noisemakers outside of his home, and he will tell you what Randall Stevenson's doing to get the mega corporation phone monopolies' hands bloody. Remember to post. See a vapor trail or two? Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets. The size of children and truth. Make a video of your hijack call to me, Melton. 424-229-4140. Not one Flight 93 check call. Not one check of America's lifelines. In over a decade of asking. Make that video. You got the time and the date in your video. You got my number dialed. You got AT&T's bloody PHONEGATE. Worried enough about hijacking America's lifelines to alter phone records to cover up the crimes, to get their hands even bloodier. Make that video, and yes, call up AT&T employees 24/7. Park noisemakers outside their homes. You get the truth out of them. Get them on that bad day. Just did some drugs, come home from the bar. Randall had them do something at work that was off the books, and it turned their stomach. They got a little guilt about it. Find out what else they're doing for Randall Stevenson, CEO. What else are they doing? Besides compromising our security as a nation and as family. Make the video. Whatever you get when you don't get me, post. Be the reporter. Yeah. Also call me up in front of reporters and with them on speakerphone as well. Show them how to do their job. Hear AT&T's hatred, call them on it. Put all AT&T employees on the backs of my 93 check imagery and the addresses as well. Park the noisemakers you got outside their homes. You call them up 24/7 and you find out what else they are involved in. Lower level employees will tell you everything about the treason, compromising of America's security that the upper level ones are doing, like Randall Stevenson. So you get that noisemaker going, you call them up 24/7. They park a fleet of noisemakers outside of my home. So you get them, that noisemaker, and then you call them up 24/7. They will tell you what else they are involved in that's compromising our security as families, as individuals, and as a nation. Post. Hear AT&T's bloody hatred? Check your family's lifeline. And make sure you call up all AT&T employees once you make a video right now of your lifeline not working and not knowing when else it won't be allowed to work because of AT&T's active participation in America's hijacked lifelines. Call up all AT&T employees and tell them, oh, get them on that good day, get them on that bad day, get them when Randall Stevenson, CEO in Dallas, has been overworking them. Get them when they just got home from the bar, been doing the drugs, had a fight with their wife or husband, and tell them, I've got the time of my hijack call to Melton and the date. I've got your bloody handed phone gate, especially when you alter phone records to cover it up. Siren 911, flight 93, checking post on 5. You're trying to call me? Melton, that's my number. Get it in the video, get the time and the date you call. And yes, AT&T worried enough about hijacking America's lifelines to alter phone records to cover that up. Get their hands even bloodier. Get it on video. Call up all AT&T employees and, yeah, with them on speakerphone. Try to call me. Tell them it doesn't do AT&T any good to alter phone records. We've got your phone gate. Time, date, my number, dial on video. And yes, those lower level employees don't make as much as the millionaire Randall Stevenson in Dallas, Texas. So keep calling them and they will tell you what else he's doing. Here AT&T, their hatred harassing a man in a wheelchair. Remember to 911, flight 93, checking post in 5. You trying to call me? Melton. You want to know when else America's lifelines will not be allowed to work? So make that video. Time on your phone, date, and whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me. Have all AT&T employees on speakerphone. See that paper thread checking post in 5? And ask them, when else will your phone not be allowed to work and what else they're involved in besides getting their hands bloody, hijacking America's lifelines, and then worried enough about that to alter phone records to cover it up. You give them at just the right moment, like maybe when someone has parked a fleet of noisemakers outside of their home. Call them 24/7 and they will tell you. Do some intel for America. Call up AT&T employees 24/7. Get them to tell you what Randall Stevenson is doing to compromise the security of America. Remember to post. Whatever boring thing you get when you don't get me, you get censorship. That affects our lifelines. Do those military children's burning it? Checks, it's in the other room. I want to make this fairly short. It's already up to 2 minutes. But try to call me. If you thought your phone, AT&T phone, your lifeline worked slow in an emergency, see that it wasn't your imagination, make a video of your hijack call to me, Melton, right now. Post. Remember, when you hear AT&T's bloody hatred, call them on it. They're harassing a man in a wheelchair and you. I've been asking you to check your lifelines for over a decade. I've yet to get one. 9/11 Flight 93 check. No military children's burn unit Flight 93 checks. Make a video of your hijack call to me right now. 424-229-4140. And then call up all AT&T employees, get them on that day off, get them when they've done their drugs, get them when they just had a fight with the girlfriends, and they will tell you what else Randall Stevenson and they are getting their hands bloody with besides hijacking your family's lifeline. Then altering phone records to cover it up. Make that video, post that video. Whatever they tell you. And tell them. Yeah, we got the time and the date in my video, your video. And Melton's number dial, 424-229-4140. You can alter phone records all you want. We got your bloody handed PHONEGATE on video. Call all AT&T employees. They bought Spectrum to harass a man in a wheelchair. So all Spectrum employees too, call them up, park fleets of noisemakers outside their homes. And yeah, you do that, call them 24/7. They will tell you what else they're doing to compromise the security of America and your family. Get it on video. Here, AT&T backing out of the threat to American security business. Call them on that. Mormons, Muslims, and Chinese as well. But yeah, AT&T has that hatred noise to harass a man in a wheelchair. And that's your family's lifeline not working. They've been altering phone records for over a decade to cover that up. So call them up. General says, well, check and post and fight with them on speakerphone. Ask them when else your phone won't be allowed to work. What their part is in that. Call them a no. 24/7, they'll talk. They'll tell you what other treason they're involved in. Do that. Oh, keep listening, AT&T. You're going to learn something backing out of the threat to America's security business. Call them up 24/7. Try to call me, Melton. With them on speakerphone, all employees, and they will tell you what else they're involved in, what else Randall Stevenson, CEO, is getting his hands bloody with. Besides compromising America's security, hijacking lifelines, and altering phone records covered up. Call them on that. Your family's lifeline. Check it. Post whatever you get when you don't get me. Do some intel for America. Find out what else they're doing. Hear AT&T's harassment noise. Make a video of your hijacked lifeline as you try to call me. Be it in a commercial they have or in a parking lot next to you. Make that video. Time on your phone, number dialed. Post. Date, time. You tell all those AT&T employees that you have on speakerphone. You can get your hands at even bloodier, altering phone records, cover up your crimes. Melton's been asking for Flight 93 checks for over a decade, and you've been involved in America's compromised security for over a decade. You can do that all you want. We've got your PHONEGATE on video. Time on your phone, number dialed. Call them 24/7. All AT&T employees park noisemakers outside of their homes, and you will get the truth out of them about what else they're doing. Besides hijacking America's lifelines and altering phone records to cover up the crimes. Do that. Call them 24/7. Get all AT&T employees. And remember to park those noisemakers outside of their homes. They'll be more likely to tell you what they're doing to compromise our security as families and as a nation. That's the sound of Randall Stevenson and AT&T employees trying to back out of the blood on their hands for hijacking America's lifelines. Try to call me right now, 424-229-4140. Make that video, whatever you get. Time and date in your video, my number dial. If you thought your phone worked slow, your AT&T phone, your lifeline, you thought it worked slow in an emergency, but you figured it was probably just because it was an emergency. It seemed like it wasn't working very well. Pick up your phone, 424-229-4140. Make a video of Randall Stevenson, CEO in Dallas there, his bloody hands. And tell him, call up 24/7. That was on for about 5 minutes. Then shut off once I started making the video. But tell them you got the time and the date in your video, you got the number dialed, you got AT&T's bloody hands. Get them on that bad day when Randall's been overworking them, or perhaps had them doing something that turned their stomach on an off the books kind of thing. Maybe when they just finished smoking some dope, or they got home from the bar, had a fight with their girlfriends, their husbands. Get them on that bad day and get them a little angry. If you park a fleet of noisemakers outside their homes, that'll help. Idea they gave me. They bought Spectrum to harass a man in a wheelchair. AT&T did. Get them a little angry and do some intel for America's families, for America. Find out what else Randall Stevenson is doing, getting his hands bloody. Is he planning a revolution, an invasion? Anything the upper levels of AT&T are doing, the lower levels know about. And they don't get paid as much money. So you get them a little angry and they'll talk forever. Get it on video. AT&T's bloody-handed PHONEGATE. Hijacking lifelines and altering phone records to cover up the crimes. Getting their hands even more bloody. Hear AT&T's bloody hatred? Call them on it. 24/7. Park your noisemakers, fleets of them outside of AT&T employees' home. All of them. Lower level ones will tell you what else they're doing besides hijacking America's lifelines, altering phone records to get their hands even more bloody afterwards. Yeah, those lower level employees, when they're drunk, when they're high, when Randall Stevenson just had them do something off the books that has their stomach turning, got a pang of guilt, they might tell you AT&T's part in 9/11. were placing a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Oh, I can tell you that. You can't reach me right now, you get a boring thing. Phone ringing, error message, busy signal. All you folks telling the world all across America that they were about to pull a fast one, placing a cowardly Hussein in our White House right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Husseins. Yeah, when you got that boring thing you get when you try to call me right now, yeah, that's our democracy being hijacked for religious, political, and business censorship. It's very religious when they're placing a cowardly Hussein. They don't name them Hussein unless they're Muslim guys. You remember who he reached out to. Those harboring the terrorists of the world. Make that video, post that video, whatever you get when you don't get me. You get Randall Stevenson, the Mormons, the Muslims, Chinese. Hatred, that's what you get. Call them on that. 24/7. You know the Mormons are those case in your neighborhood when the only ones home are your kids after school. Those Mormon pervert missionaries. And you know all about the Muslim missionary work I just told you about. Cowardly Hussein placing right after we got attacked by a whole lot of cowardly Hussein. Call them all up. See if you can get truth out of them about what they might be planning next. He is kind of subdued there. He's louder many times. Hear hatred noise? Make a video if you hijack call to me. 424-229-4140. It's closed parking lot, shouldn't be there at all. Make that video, whatever you get when you don't get me, and post it. Time and the date in your video and whatever boring thing you get when you dial my number. And yes, these out, they come in a 4x6 photo. Vote-truth.blogspot.com. Check out there, and all I have 2 places to print them out. I already got you. Hit gold and hand them out. You call up AT&T's employees 24/7, and you try to call me with them on speakerphone. You tell them you can hijack calls all you want, getting your hands bloody, and alter phone records all you want to cover up your crimes. We've got your bloody hands at PHONEGATE on video.